A very good morning. I'm Suzanne Shanali from Behind Me International Media. You're watching our morning bulletin, and we're starting off with the local news from Toronto's Pearson International Airport, where Delta Airlines is offering $30,000 to passengers of a flight that crashed on Monday. Delta Flight 4819 traveled from Minneapolis to Toronto, crashed while attempting to land around 2:13 p.m. As the aircraft skidded to a stop, flames erupted, forcing passengers to quickly evacuate. A Delta spokesperson confirmed that the $30,000 offer is being extended to the affected passengers with no strings attached, emphasizing that it does not impact any future legal rights. The airline's care team has been reaching out to those impacted by the incident. While the investigation into the cause of the crash continues, Pearson International Airport remains in a state of disruption. 2 runways remained closed, including one described as the busiest in the country. As a result, airport authorities have been forced to impose a cap on both departures and arrivals throughout the day. In response to the chaos, Sunwing Airlines has announced the cancellation of some southbound flights to prioritize the return of customers stranded by earlier weather delays. Affected passengers will receive a full refund, and we'll continue to bring you updates on the development stories, so stay tuned for more information. Now, 10 days after a series of snowstorms blanketed Toronto with 53 centimeters of snow, the city has begun a major snow removal operation. The work, which started yesterday morning, is expected to take up to 3 weeks and will be done in 4 phases. Crews are focusing on high-priority areas such as main streets, transit routes, hospitals, and sidewalks, with snow being hauled to 5 designated storage sites. 4 snow melters have been strategically placed throughout the city to help speed up the process. City officials are warning residents about possible temporary noise and traffic disruptions as work continues 24/7. They are also reminding people to keep their vehicles off snow routes, as fines and towing are being enforced for non-compliance. Barbara Gray, the city's general manager of transportation services, said that this large-scale snow removal effort involves 450 dump trucks and enhanced snow clearing operations. But despite the city's efforts, some residents are voicing frustration over slow progress, especially in East End neighborhoods. Councillor Bradford expressed concerns about the impact on seniors, emergency services, and daily commuters, calling the situation frustrating. The last time Toronto conducted snow removal on this scale was in January 2022 after a massive snowstorm. Regular snow clearing operations are still ongoing, and residents can make snow removal requests through the city's 311 service. A new high-speed rail network between Toronto and Quebec City is set to transform travel for Canadian commuters. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced the groundbreaking project this morning in Montreal, calling it a game-changer for the region. The rail system will cover approximately 1,000 kilometers connecting Toronto, Peterborough, Ottawa, Montreal, Laval, and Quebec City. Trains will be fully electric and travel at speeds exceeding 300 kilometers per hour, cutting the journey from Toronto to Montreal down to just 3 hours. Transport Minister Anita Anand emphasized the need for an upgraded transportation system, saying the current infrastructure has not kept pace with the growing demand in the region. The project, dubbed ALTO, will be the largest infrastructure initiative in Canadian history. It's being co-designed by Cadence, a consortium that includes Air Canada and CDPQ Infra, the company behind Montreal's new automated commuter rail system. The government has committed $3.9 billion over the next 6 years for the core development phase, which includes designing the track, selecting station locations, and consulting with Indigenous groups. This comes on top of the $371.8 million already allocated in the 2024 budget. Once this phase is complete, the project will move into construction. For many Canadians, the promise of cutting travel times by half between major cities have been met with excitement. In Montreal's Via Rail Central Station, travelers expressed their enthusiasm at the project of a faster, more efficient way to travel. While the high-speed rail network has been in works for years, with earlier plans dating back to 2021, the latest announcement brings the project closer to reality, with work expected to begin after the core development phase concludes. On the political front now, with just 2.5 weeks to go until the Liberals choose their next leader and the person who will replace Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, presumptive frontrunners Mark Carney and Chrystia Freeland made campaign stops on Wednesday, and Carney in Scarborough, Ontario, said that Canada needs to bolster its economy regardless of the state of bilateral relations with the US, something he's promising to do in part by reining in government spending so that Canada can invest more as a country. Following a meet and greet with supporters in Scarborough, Ontario on Wednesday, Carney reiterated that his plans to balance the government's operational spending in 3 years. Though he offered few details on costing, Carney did say part of his plan would include capping the size of the federal public service and reviewing program spending.
So if I'm elected Liberal leader, my government's fiscal policy will focus first on reining in government spending. And that will help create the room for personal income tax cuts so that Canadians can keep more of their hard-earned money and cope with a higher cost of living. We'll deliver more efficient and effective government, focusing on maximizing the outcomes achieved, not on the dollars that are spent. We'll slow the growth of government spending. We will cap the size of the federal public service. We will review program spending with an emphasis on outcomes. And we'll use technology, including AI and machine learning, to create efficiencies within programs and across government. So as a result, we will balance the operational budget within 3 years. At the same time, we will focus on catalyzing unprecedented levels of private investment across Canada to create jobs, to grow workers' incomes, and drive the productivity we need for those public services. This is the time to build an even better Canada, with major investments including millions of homes over the next decade.
And finally, here's your weather forecast for the 20th of February 2025 here in Mississauga. Expect a cold day ahead with temperatures ranging between -14 degrees Celsius and -7 degrees Celsius. It'll feel even colder with the wind chill, so be sure to bundle up if you're heading out. Winds will be moderate, adding to that biting chill. While there's no significant snowfall expected for the day, we could see some flurries, especially in the morning. It will be a mix of sun and clouds throughout the day, so keep an eye on the sky if you're planning to be outside. If you're commuting, make sure to give yourself some extra time as the roads may be slick on spots due to the cold. The evening will bring even colder temperatures with a low around -14 degrees Celsius, so make sure to layer up before heading out for the night. And that's your weather update for today, Mississauga. Stay warm, stay safe, and thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more updates.